Bring your friends, tell them what to do. We've got a few spare seats in the viewing village as well, but it's going like hotcakes, so I'm going to let you enjoy now this Red Arrow departure. This afternoon due to the low cloud base. He's just called them into short diamond formation. You see Reds 8 and 9 tucking back to form the famous Red Arrow's Diamond 9 shape. Red 1 is squadron leader Jim Turner. It's his second year leading the team, but he was a wingman with the Reds from 2005 to 2007 and ended up leading the synchro pair. He's a former Jaguar weapons instructor and Jaguar display pilot. Coming in for the left now, this is short diamond. Diamond formation. Mental now as Reds 2 and 3 have acknowledged the move to Eagle, this time showing the platform of the American fighter jet, the F-15 Eagle. We've introduced this to display this year, plus thanks to our American colleagues for the support they showed during the Battle of Britain on the Eagle squadrons, and also to commemorate the 70th anniversary of the arrival of the US 8th and 9th Air Forces in Europe. So in from the right 45 now, this is Eagle. That you can see here at the International Air Testing. We find the majority of our formations with the odd-numbered pilots on the left-hand side, the display pilots, and operationally he flew the RIAT GR9 flying over Afghanistan. Smoke goes off now as the team form another shape, this time of the iconic supersonic air British. This is Concorde. Those brave aircrew flew their 19 Lancaster bombers deep into enemy territory. Spoke on now, the team are forming the shape of a Lancaster bomber. 617 Squadron are still operating today, flying the Tornado GR4 from RAF Mount. It's just been announced they will be the first squadron to operate the F-35 Joint Strike Fighter. And now over the left-hand side, to commemorate 70 years since the Dambusters, this is Lancaster. Jets here are around 5 to 6 feet apart as they come into the Apollo bed. duty is to protect the airspace of the UK and the Falkland Islands, as well as operating in the multi-role arena, as they did in Libya in 2011. In from the left-hand side now, this is Typhoon. One of our pilots is a former Typhoon pilot, Red 9, is just moving to the bottom of the formation as we look now. He's piloted Flight Child. It's his second year with the team. He's a former Hawk flying instructor and solo Hawker's plane pilot, before he then transfers to the Typhoon, flying with 3 Squadron, where he worked on quick reaction alerts, protecting our airspace and that of the Falkland Islands. This shape is Signet. You can see Red 6 and 7 for the first time have moved out to their respective sides. Work hard to counter those G-forces, and as they roll back towards us, they fly the Cyclone. And if you look to your right, you'll see a single jet that is Red 9. He will now fly in between Enid's B as they complete the Goose. You may have seen a panel hanging down the back of Enid's jets there. That's the air brake. We're using that to create drag to slow the aircraft down. The secondary effect of that is the need to have a higher power setting to maintain speed, and in turn that gives us a very deep red and blue colour, as you can see, as they fly the Vortex. As the colour comes on, they fly the Revolution. Each of those pilots flying an aileron roll manoeuvre, which is essentially just a full left control column input to roll the aircraft around its longitudinal axis. They're back in big battle formation now as they position for their next manoeuvre. Now look left and right again for the synchro. The red one makes it even harder, coming into this 3G right-hand turn. No doubt Red 4 very dizzy there as he rolls around 8 times around Enid smoke. Pilots perform tight match rolls to the outside as they fly the rollbacks. Around 6 and 7 who complete their own rolls, and they split in the Jippo break. This is the opposition barrel roll. But now, into the left-hand side, this is a big battle break. Now. Bear in mind that Daniel and David Brent are here and they'll be presenting one of their pictures. I understand that David Bent is meeting with the Chief of the Air Staff, Sir Steve Dalton, later on to sign the major artwork which has been unfolded called Fresh Air. And that artwork is being donated to Air Ability in Flight